Hey YouTube, I wanted to show you another knife today. This is the Spyderco Chaparral. It's a similar shape to the Sage series, but is just a little bit smaller. The handle materials are pretty much the same as the Sage one, so it's that carbon fiber, and it actually has some texturing, which is very nice. It has a nice positive grip, but it still looks very classy and very elegant looking. And then the blade, yeah, it is S30V. So of course it's a fine steel, and Spyderco has their CPM S30V, excuse me, is very high quality. People have been raving about it for quite some time now. So I think this is a great little knife. The price is right around $100, but I think it's probably the best gentleman's folder that you can. It's my favorite. Let's put it that way. It's my personal favorite. I haven't owned a lot of them, but I've handled it a lot. So knives in that category, I would put something like the Chris Reeve M90, and possibly some of the different variations of the Strider PT. And so some of the other knives like that, I think this is probably my favorite in that category. It has the similar shape to the PT in that you can have a 3-finger grip on just the handle, or a 4-finger grip if you use the choil. And I find both of these equally comfortable. The intended purpose, as I see it for this knife, is as a gentleman's folder, or an office EDC knife. So if you're basically, anytime I would wear a suit pants or dress slacks, this is probably would be my go-to knife. I got this on a USN pass around, so I've only had this for about a week, and it's going to be sent off soon. But I've been very impressed with it. It's extremely comfortable, and I think it's extremely functional as far as a little EDC knife goes. Let me compare it to the Delica, which is another popular knife, and I think you can kind of see the blade is very similar in shape, or not shape, but size. But the handle, you can see the large difference in the handle, and of course the blade shape being a little different. But I think I prefer, I'd say for EDC, like normal EDC, if I'm wearing jeans, I would prefer the Delica. But if I'm wearing a suit pants, I'd rather have the Chaparral. I think it's just it fits in the pocket better, in my opinion, and less of it sticks out if you were to clip it in the pocket. So, oops, as a reference, this is approximately how much sticks out of the Delica. Let me see if I can line them both up compared to the Chaparral. See the difference? And I think that if you were to wear it in an office or with a suit pants, whether you're going to a formal function or not, I think that actually plays a big role in what knife you would pick. And I think for me, I would go with the Chaparral. But overall, I think it's a great little knife. It's not in the knife community. We always talk about hard use knives, and people talk about maybe the Emersons or Striders, or talk about how the paramilitary too can take a beating. But I think we forget that knives aren't indestructible. And if we use a knife as its intended purpose, as just a cutting tool, I think this knife would shine in almost any reasonable EDC task. It has quite a thin blade. Let me see if it's as thin as this Delica. It's hard to see on camera, but I want to say it's just a little bit thinner than the Delica. I don't think you're going to be able to pick that up on the camera. At least not with... It's just a little bit thinner than the Delica, which is interesting because it's also taller. Well, taller that way. So the edge should be thinner on the Chaparral at the bevel, thinner than the Delica at least. Which is interesting. I don't see any big difference in performance, honestly, but I like the looks of the Chaparral, and I like its functionality, and I think it's a great knife. I think I mentioned before it's right around $100. So what you're getting is the carbon fiber and S30V in a nice little shape here, and I think it beats out many of its competitors in the same gentleman's folder category, including, from my opinion, the Chris Reeve small Sabenza, the M90, and if you go with Strider, maybe the PT, maybe some of the dressier versions of the Strider PT. But yeah, that's it. Just a brief overview of my opinion on the Spyderco Chaparral. Alright, thanks. And as always, be dressed or playing geared to slaughter. See ya.